Oh, this is an incredibly unique project. We've said a few times now, it's a once-in-a-lifetime project, and it truly is. It's not often that you can remove an overhead line and install submarine cables in a harbour environment. My name is Ben Bulling, and I'm the project manager for the Otago Harbour crossing project for Aurora Energy. At the moment, the existing cable installed in 1947 has about 150 amps capacity, and then the overhead line is similar. The new cables that we're installing will be capable of around about 350 amps each, so that provides heaps of capacity for the Portobello and the wider peninsula for a long time to come. This morning we brought the barge here into the beach at the Otago University Marine Sciences Centre, and the purpose of that digger is to start the trenching activities across the beach, which will allow the submarine cables to be installed. The barge will head back into Dunedin south, where we'll load the new submarine cables, and then from there on Monday morning we'll start the installation of the first submarine cable. Otago Peninsula is a very special place. There is a lot of wildlife that lives in this environment, and we just have to be careful when we are excavating to take that into consideration.
This morning we arrived around about an hour before low water, and we've been over to Port Chalmers on the Rip Rap face, off by Back Beach, and then we've what we call past the shore end of the cable, so the outer end of the cable was passed across to the team on the beach. And basically on slack water, we've made our way across the channel to where we are now at Beacon 30. So one of the challenges with this project, as we mentioned earlier, is actually the depth of water between here now and Portobello. See that there's actually a mud flat in front of us, so pretty much impassable. So we actually sit here now until the tide comes in, and around about probably 12:45 this afternoon, and we'll have enough water to actually complete the lay for the last kilometre across to the northern side of Quarantine Point. So we looked around New Zealand and we identified Pārtiki as probably one of the only suitable candidates, and principally because it's self-propelled, but again that we can carry 36 tonnes of cable with all the cable handling equipment and still only draw around about 1 metre and be self-propelled. Also, one of the advantages we have today, of course, is GPS positioning, so we know exactly where this cable is to literally millimetre accuracy these days. On what we call the shore ends, we have a stuff called protector shell. It's an articulated cast iron pipe, so that's being applied to the cables. That will provide sort of an armour shell to the cable where it comes down the Rip Rap, and also where it comes through basically the rocky seabed area into Quarantine Point. And some of the other cable near shore will do our best to basically dredge and jet bury that sort of below the surface of the water. The majority of the cable though will just basically sit on the seabed and it will slowly disappear.
As the cables run out across the channel, SeaWorks divers will be underwater following the cable as it lands on the seabed. It's really important to do that so that we know that the cable's not landing on anything that's sharp or rocks or anything like that, and also to make sure that we're actually following the path that we expected to as part of the lay.
So when we approach the other side of the harbour, the boats will pulling, the divers will get out, they'll pay off the cable and float it, and it'll be attached to a messenger rope that we've got down a duct, which will be slowly winched up in a controlled manner to the top and anchored off. Unison will be in charge of the cabling, the jointing, the switching over, and the testing of the cables, and all the enabling work that went on beforehand to allow this to happen.
So it's worked out really well. It's a great blend of people, talent, and capability. So really, we couldn't have gone better for us. We're absolutely thrilled to bits with it so far, and we're, I guess, nearly halfway. So it's going well.